Get ready, guys, because the absolute center of gravity in the technology world just shifted. We're looking at a massive, undeniably historic macro trend of shifting power in the artificial intelligence landscape. And the crazy part? It all happened in just 1 week.
Hey, and welcome to the channel. Today we are looking at 16 verified massive AI updates from a single week. But to really understand what's happening right now, you have to realize that just 3 weeks ago, the United States government did something totally unprecedented. They reached out and temporarily shut off the most powerful AI model in the world over security concerns. We're not talking about a pause or a minor restriction, literally off globally. Well, this week it came back online, and the exact terms of that comeback prove exactly who is really in charge of this technology right now. Spoiler alert, it's no longer just the tech labs.
Okay, so to make sense of this chaotic week, we're going to break this explainer down into 6 themes. The monopoly falls, government intervention, geopolitics and open source, corporate hustles, consumers win, and key takeaways. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. The monopoly falls. The era of a single AI king is ending.
For the very first time since this whole technological boom kicked off, OpenAI's absolute market dominance is officially cracking. The era of a single AI king calling all the shots? Yeah, that's ending right before our eyes. ChatGPT has officially dropped below the 50% mark for the first time, sitting at about 46%. Think about it. 2 years ago, ChatGPT literally meant AI to most people. But statistically, that era just ended. Gemini is climbing fast to nearly 28%, and Claude is holding strong at 10%. And this is all happening right as Anthropic has reportedly overtaken OpenAI in a major metric. Their revenue run rate just passed $30 billion, and they're forecasting profitability a full year ahead of OpenAI. The king is wobbling. And you know, when the king wobbles, they call Washington.
Which brings us to Section 2, Government Intervention. Washington enters the chat.
We are witnessing a stunning shift of power, moving straight from the quiet labs of Silicon Valley directly to government regulators. On June 12th, the U.S. government forced a 2.5-week suspension of Anthropic's top AI model, Fable 5, and its unrestricted sibling, Mythos 5, over security concerns. For weeks, the top model on the planet just sat there, totally frozen. When it finally returned on July 1st, it wasn't secretly nerfed or weakened, like some of the rumors claimed. Instead, it came back wrapped in much stronger safety classifiers and expanded security collaboration. What this proves, for sure, is that the era of AI labs just shipping whatever they want, whenever they want to, is over. The government is now firmly in the driver's seat.
Which leads us to the absolute wildest business story of the week. 5%. OpenAI formally proposed handing the U.S. administration a 5% equity stake in the company ahead of its planned IPO. And get this, they didn't just offer up their own equity, they volunteered their biggest rivals, like Anthropic, Google, and xAI, to do the exact same thing. It's an incredible power move that's dragging all their competitors right into the pool with them.
Now, the response to this 5% offer has been intensely divided. On one hand, the logic suggests that a government owning a slice of the industry gives it a vested financial interest in its overall success, which could foster a more cooperative environment. But on the other hand, heavy criticism points out that a regulator who is also a part owner simply cannot impartially regulate that same technology. It's a massive unresolved tension. How do you objectively regulate something you actively profit from? But regardless of where you stand on that debate, the mere existence of this offer shows just how much that recent government shutdown spooked the entire industry.
All right, Section 3, Geopolitics and Open Source. The global race accelerates.
Because while Washington gets involved, the global race is accelerating at an unbelievable pace, fueled by unprecedented capital. The entire venture economy is basically just AI right now. Global venture funding hit a record $510 billion. But check this out. A massive $217 billion went to just 2 companies, OpenAI and Anthropic. That is 43% of all startup capital on Earth going to 2 players. The incumbents are absolutely swimming in cash, but challengers globally are definitely smelling an opportunity.
And that brings us to the international challengers. The Chinese food delivery giant, Mayan, just open-sourced a monster of a model called Longcat 2.0. We are talking 1.6 trillion parameters, totally free under an MIT license. But the real geopolitical kicker here? The hardware. It was trained entirely on domestic chips, without a single restricted NVIDIA chip. This release serves as a direct, highly public counterargument to US export controls. It proves that cutting off hardware isn't completely stopping international development. The AI race and international trade wars, they're officially the exact same story now.
Section 4.
corporate hustles, cutting costs with caveman AI. With models multiplying and capabilities expanding, the enterprise side is dealing with skyrocketing costs. And honestly, their solution is hilarious. Report done. 3 errors. Fix 2. Companies are paying massive bills because, remember, you pay these AI models by the word or the token. So developers have started deploying what the community is calling cave prompt wrappers. They are literally forcing the most articulate, advanced technology ever created by humanity to speak in broken, caveman English just to save a few bucks. No pleasantries, no full sentences, just grunting out the data.
The developer community has brilliantly dubbed this the token apocalypse. And while it's funny, the underlying panic here shows the intense, practical friction of scaling AI infrastructure in the real corporate world. It's one thing to have a brilliant AI, but it's another thing entirely to actually afford it at an enterprise scale.
Moving on to Section 5. Consumers win. The power shifts to you. So what does all this fragmentation, regulation, and wild corporate cost-cutting mean for us? It means the ultimate winner is you, the consumer. All this intense competition means the power is shifting directly to the everyday user. The war is officially moving to price and bundles. Google's incredibly aggressive new move, Google AI Plus, is cut down to just $4.89 a month, and that includes 400 gigabytes of storage across Drive, Photos, and Gmail. They are drastically undercutting ChatGPT's entry tier, proving that as these models converge in quality, the tech giants are going to have to offer massive, high-value bundles just to win your loyalty.
But honestly, the biggest consumer win of the week is completely free. Google dropped a massive upgrade to Notebook LM. If you haven't used this yet, you have to try it. It's a tool where you feed it your own PDFs, notes, and links, and it becomes an absolute expert on only that material. Every single answer is cited directly back to your sources, meaning it is a genuine, hallucination-free workspace. It doesn't pull random junk from the internet. It only uses exactly what you give it. Let's walk through exactly how you use this, because it essentially replaces 3 paid subscriptions for literally $0. Step 1, start smarter. You no longer have to upload documents one by one. You can use chat to gather and organize sources automatically, or use the open search option. Step 2, it now runs on the massive Gemini 3.5 brain, giving it huge context memory so it won't lose the plot when you upload a giant textbook. And step 3, the absolute crowd pleaser. You can now turn your notes into media. In about 10 minutes, you can export your research as podcast-style audio overviews, study flashcards, or even narrated explainer slide decks built entirely from your own material. It's an unbelievably powerful free capability that no lab could have even sold you 2 years ago.
Finally, Section 6. Key takeaways. The end of the AI monopoly.
We've covered a ton of ground today, navigating 16 chaotic updates, so let's summarize the important point. First, the era of a single AI monopoly defining the industry is officially over. That 50% line completely broke this week. Second, power is rapidly fragmenting in every direction, toward government regulators proposing strict frameworks, and toward global open-source developers operating completely outside those frameworks. And third, the ultimate winner is you. Massive tech companies are fighting a ruthless price war to offer you the cheapest, most powerful tool bundles. The smartest move right now isn't picking a side in the model wars. It's staying flexible and staying informed.
And that brings us to our final question for you today. Which of these updates hit you the hardest? Was it the government forcing a top model's comeback on their terms? Was it OpenAI's wild 5% equity offer to Washington? Or was it the sheer comedy of corporate caveman AI? Drop a comment below with your weirdest answer. I'm going to be pinning the best one. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Please make sure to hit the subscribe and like button so you never miss an update as we continue to track this incredible tech revolution. See you next week.